Hey everyone, it's Janet here. I read a book recently that I thought was really cool and was very indirectly related to the theme of self-discovery and your style. The book is called Where Would You Be 5 Years From Today? The book came across my radar when I was in the elevator coming from an event. It's more of a career-related book, but there's prompts inside the book that were very relevant to looking at not just your career, but taking the prompts and interpreting them as much as you look at your career from a lens of what would happen in 5 years from now. You could do the same thing with your style, and you could use that as a launching pad to seeing how you could grow in your style 5 years from now. Because 5 years is a long time to predict in terms of what you would like to wear, or how you see your style evolving, or how you see your style transforming. I thought this was a great way of looking at your style. Instead of looking at it 5 years, let's break it down into smaller chunks. Let's look at it from a 3, 6, 1 year point of viewpoint. What I thought was really helpful about this book was the different prompts. Like, what would happen if you wore the same clothes today, 3, 6, or even 2 or 3 years? I mean, I'm not saying that you'd want to purge your clothes that often. If you take the same prompts and apply it to your style, you say, okay, if you start, for example, from a viewpoint of okay, 5 years is a long time, but let's just kind of do some predictions. Where do I see myself? If you sort of start making predictions oh, I see myself making a career change, or I see myself leveling up at work, or I see myself entering a different stage of my life. Maybe I'm going to move to a new city, or maybe I'm going to enter another chapter. Maybe I'll have kids, or maybe I'll enter parenthood. If you look at it from that viewpoint and you start to see, oh, that's kind of interesting. Those kinds of things could be in my potential 5 years from now. So if those things happen in 5 years for me, what would happen to my style? What would my style say about me if I wore the same clothes 5 years later? They can or cannot be symbolic, but they can also feel outdated because you're at a different stage of your life and your clothes no longer fit, your body may have changed, you're not the same person, you don't feel like wearing those trendy styles, you might want to go for more simpler classic looks. I wanted to recommend this book as a launching pad to looking at your own style from that sort of journey of where your life can grow and change, and where it can help, how your style can help you find your identity and your voice. So let's say, for example, you've already sort of thought about what would happen in 5 years. Potentially. We're just making some fun estimated guesses. We're not making any hard and fast rules here. So now that you've kind of thought about, okay, what's going to happen in 5 years? How does your body feel? Do you feel like you're changing sizes? Do you feel like you're gaining weight? Or do you feel like other things in your body are changing? You could look at it as hey, you know what I mean? I'm entering this new chapter, or this next year is going to be really big for me. I'm an entrepreneur and I am getting ready to launch big things, and I'm getting on the speaking circuit, or I'm getting ready to launch a big program, and I'm feeling like this is going to be my best year, and I want to show up as that kind of person. I want that energy to connect with where I'm feeling. Or where will I be a year from today, or where will I be next year from today? Let's say, okay, you've established that, okay, maybe you're not the entrepreneur. Maybe you're moving to a new city. Moving to a new city warrants a change in your style. You may not feel like that old person, you may not feel like the person you were before in that other city. Let's say you're going to a more trendier city, a bigger city like New York, or let's say you're going to Berlin. And so as you move to those sort of more trendier, cooler cities, you start to think, oh, you know what, I want my style to sort of reflect this change. I want my style to be cooler, more modern, less maybe small town, simple person that I was before. And so you start to look at it, you start to look at your closet and see that those clothes don't feel the same, and that it's time for a refresh. Maybe some of those can still work. It's not time to necessarily throw away everything, but it's a good time to start working with what you have and making changes. Maybe it's tailoring or adding another piece to something that you already have.